Hello, everyone. Welcome to Feb 6 Zeam call. We will go over the updates. The focus is DevNet 2 runs, DevNet 3 implementation, and we will also talk about DevNet 4 planning. We can have them as separate discussions, or we can just mix in with the updates as we go along. So why don't we start with Anshul?
Yeah, so during the week, I spent quite some time upgrading the Zig version across the dependencies and on the Zeam repo itself. I have already done these changes on all the dependencies on Zeam. So there are some dependencies which will require some reviews, but I want that we first merge the Zeam branch because all the changes that are that gets merged will require me to rebase those changes, and those will not show conflicts, but I'll have to like go over through them and uh, add the allocator in the updated as per the updated stdio interface. So what I want to do is that once we are able to merge Zeam, we can I can ask others to review the dependencies, the changes on the dependencies, and then whatever changes gets there, we can eventually update the Zeam repo. Apart from that, I was also looking into DevNet runs, and I had like seen a couple of issues there. I had raised a PR yesterday to fix like one of the issues in which like I noticed that Zeem had requested a particular block from one of the peers, but it didn't receive it and it got stuck at that particular point in time for almost more than an hour. And Since we didn't had any time out mechanism, so it was just hanging on there. And apart from there, there was a panic that I noticed that for which I had created a separate issue. Partha has raised a PR for that. Yeah, that's about it from my end.
All right. So, Guillaume got a chance to look at your PR, or is still looking?
Yeah, he got some he had reviews like some of the files. He pinged me on Telegram saying that he couldn't review all of it. So he has left like two, three comments. Based on that, I have made some changes. I'll be pushing them. I don't think like all the things that he mentioned requires changes, but I'll coordinate with him on this and try to get this merged as soon as possible.
All right. Let's go to Mercy.
Good afternoon. So earlier this week, I opened the PR for adding tests to the spec, which I'm still waiting for review from Thomas and Camille. And then I had to, while trying to figure out a former DevNet issue that was raised, I discovered that Zim dashboard has some kind of issues in terms of the script and then the dashboard. So I had to like add an automation script for downloading and then validating Grafana dashboard. So it's kind of like how Lost Star do it. So that's um, a system I replicated. Then the next issue I worked on was trying to fix the dangling pointer bug. So that's all I did for this week.
And what are you currently working on?
I'm still waiting for review from Thomas. Sorry, I don't know. I can hear an echo. I opened an APR, so Tomo and Camille hasn't reviewed it yet, so that's what I'm waiting for.
So, did Nupur assign you an issue for building the test cases for the visualizer
Yes,
that
he
you?
did. So I was thinking the PR has to get in before I open up it PR for it. The fork choice PR.
Got it. All right, let's move to Chaitanya.
Hello everyone. So last weekend I pushed out the route to slot PR. There were some changes suggested. I implemented those. So about that, I'll just clarify why we need to init the local map as well. We're not populating it now. That was a issue from my end. I overlooked it, but we need to initialize it because we have a else case where we check if we have a global cache. If not, we then use the local map. So that is why we just need to initialize it in the first place. But that is just it does not put anything on the heap, so that would be pretty small footprint on the as in general. So it is not used over there. Later during the week, I mostly focused on hash zig, so I upgraded the version to 0.15.2 as it was all the upgrades were being done by Anshul as well. And while doing that, I also uh, found out some issues and some dead code in hash zig, which I have created a fixed PR for, as well as I've created a PR for the CI for Hashzig that makes sure all the tests are run. So that is also there. So apart from it, I also just made a minor PR today to push the cache GitHub Actions cache version from V3 to V4 because those are being rolled out since 2025. So just a version upgrade over there. And right now, it was discussed in the Wednesday meet. I believe it was suggested by Kamil to have support for crash dumps in Lean Quick Start. So I have just at the start of the call, I was testing it. I have added the support for crash dumps in the local runs. I believe Ansible changes would be minimal as well. I'll do those today.
Got it. We don't have Kai today.
Doesn't seem like it. I don't think he has dropped any message as well.
All right. So Partha,
Yeah, last week I was doing the testing on main point. I noticed, I mean, it's been testing mostly with Zoom, but it's still a bit flaky. Sometimes it works. Sometimes what happens is when I restart as you know, with when the file I start to say 5, but the chain is moved on to 10. Even though it initializes with the correct slot number, it still takes a lot of time to catch up to the latest state of the chain. I've been investigating that to see if there's something wrong with the checkpoint stick itself, or there's something else that we might have to address. So that's one thing I'm working on. The other was an issue that Anshul raised yesterday about a panic. I have a fix for that. I've tested it locally as a test, but I still need to be testing local on DevNet for that particular scenario. And Gajendra, if you can have a look at that PR and let me know your comments, we can check and probably test it on the other one, I have a couple of draft PRs ready on Leap Kickstart for definitely and also for adding of tooling in a separate server. I will push that later today and let you know. So, for your information, Katya. Yeah, that's it.
all right. Let's move to Katya.
Hello, everyone. So this week I was working closely with DevNets 2, restarting in different configurations, collaborating with the teams on new images. I'm also currently continue working on the config file. So I wanted to refactor. We have some additional files. Like validators and nodes. So I wanted to merge them kind of into one file. But then I've noticed that all the clients use the flags, so it will be related to all the clients' changes. So I think it should be, if we want to do this, it should be the separate PR, so not in this PR. So I just roll back it and deleted currently annotated validators temporary file, which seems like not used. So currently I'm testing this config file flag with Ansible. I'm using East Lambda and Grandin servers from Barnabas, which are currently not used. So while they are available, so I'm using them for testing my PR. Hopefully, we'll open the PR for review today. I was also fixing Loki. I've noticed that Loki logs are not available, so this is what I'm still doing. So I need to fix it. I think it's the issue with the configuration. Yep, that's it from my side. I'm waiting currently for the new Zeam image to restart the DevNet. Currently, we have new image from Lantern, and I'm waiting for Zeam. So I guess I hope it will be soon. I don't know, maybe on Monday or today when PRs are reviewed, because these are the PRs we need. Anshul mentioned, so this is important for long-term run. That's it from my side.
Thanks, Kata. We can now move to Nupur.
So other than like creating release yesterday and cleaning up the issues, Zeam issues, I don't have much update here.
All right. Next, let's move to Jeff.
Oh, hi. Um, Actually, I don't have anything to say here. I just hopped into, but before I had a issue of merging site, and thanks for touching it. Yeah, I'm looking for other issues right now.
Got it. All right, Rahul.
Hey, so I was mainly working on two issues, and one was to improve the CI builds. But I'm still working on that because, like, only two things that I found in that was to upgrade the cache actions and to cache the uh, specs fixtures. And the another one I was working that was raised by Bauma is to improve the process slot logger parameter. And I'm still working on that. So hopefully I will have the PR by today or tomorrow. Yeah. Thank
Got
you.
it. Thanks,
That's
Rahul.
all from my side.
Yep. All right. My update is that I was looking into reviewing PRs as well as doing a little bit of changes for fork choice visualization because I wanted it to provide the best information that a user would need. Uh, so basically reorder things on based off recency and making sure that we always print out the leaves, at least of the recent branches, and they get truncated after some time. And and if the chain is too long, then we don't print out the entire chain because again the log gets skipped if the log is too high, and that is a good thing that we have about our logger that does that. But we also don't want to spend time rendering and building that chain. So added some things for that, and hopefully, even though the alignment might not be correct of the branches because I did not make sure that the indentation was correct, which something Mercy or someone else could look at later on once we have merged this PR. But then at least the information is correct and should be usable for anyone looking at what is happening on the fork choice and what other peers have given to us and how the tree is looking like on block by block basis, on the slot by slot basis. So apart from that, pushing for DevNet 3 spec, and I will review Kai's PR. I haven't looked at it. Also looking forward and pushing for DevNet 4. Yeah, that is on my end. And the good thing is, from the calls, it seems like we are dominating, right? And we want to keep this progress and this pace up, so that we are a leading team, always the leading team that is pushing for new DevNets, new spec, and also leading long runs and DevNet debuggings. So we want to continue dominating on this field, and basically we want to keep winning on lean consensus. And this is how everyone has started looking at us. They have started looking at us as a leading team, and all the other teams look at us for understanding the spec, the new teams that are joining for support, for for the debuggings and figuring out the issues. So let's maintain that leadership and let's keep on pushing lean consensus forward. Yep. So that be all, and we'll see you next week. I might not be there because I'll be traveling, so either Guillaume or Nupur will lead the call. But yeah, if I am able to, we'll see you next Friday on 13th. Yes, Mercy.
So, I just wanted to understand, is there like something we need to prepare in terms of DevNet 4 coming up, like for the specs and implementation, so that we can read over and then.
Yeah, I also see Anshul's question. What is the focus point of DevNet 4? The focus point of DevNet 4 is recursive aggregation. So we are, for example, through calls on the Wednesday calls, pushing Emil to give us an API of how the recursive aggregation would look like, and then we push for spec on basis of that, while he implements it completely inside inside Lean VM. From what he said in Wednesday call was that at what level of recursion is he's able to achieve, and probably multi levels as well. But I don't think Lean VM is still there. But as soon as we get an API, we can start pushing for it. That is something that we should ask him to provide us. Yes, Partha.
Uh, it's more a question on DevNet 3, Gajendra. If I understand correctly, we'll be running two subnets with one aggregator each. But I'm not sure of the which client is supposed to be an aggregator. My question is more on Lean Quick Start. How do we configure it? For now, do we pre-decide which is the client that will function as an aggregator, or do you want to randomize this? That every time we restart, it could be anyone that could randomly be chosen as an aggregator.
So I haven't seen the final spec implementation, but it should be deterministic that which. So the subnet division of the validator should be deterministic, as well as in the subnet, which is the validator, which is the aggregator, and they also need to publish their ENR records as well as their through their status calls. So I haven't seen the final spec, but if it's not there, let's get that particular bit in. Yes, Partha.
Okay.
So I think like in the specs, it is mentioned like it is deterministic and it is not optional at this point in time. So each validator based on its validator ID will be assigned a subnet, and they'll have to aggregate it. I think Partha's question was around how will we determine like who is optional and who has signed up for it based on the discussion we had it uh, on in one of the calls earlier. So I think it is not optional at this point in time.
Yeah, so my assumption is we might have to make this configuration change somewhere in validator config.yaml, right? to indicate which node will function as an aggregator. So this would probably be done at the beginning of, I mean, when you spin up a DevNet, and it cannot be changed dynamically. Is that what we are going with?
No, I think like
So,
all the
but
nodes will. Yeah.
financial, you guys look at spec, and
Okay.
because I can definitely look at it and tell you, it would be better that you guys look at it and tell me that what is going to be that and what is the configuration that we need.
Okay.
Sorry,
I'll catch up
I
with you.
just I think the implementation of course I was reading yesterday. It's kind of like the proposal selection is it's not deterministic in a way, so it should be configured by the node operator with what is written here because unlike proposal selection where deterministic slots and total validators, aggregator selection is sort of voluntary.
So
I don't
if
know if
it
that
is
makes what I'm saying makes sense. So
voluntary and not deterministic and sort of appointed by the protocol in the protocol, then the lean quick start will need to do that. It will need to basically say that okay, these are the validators which are falling in this subnet, and I'll pick this validator to make it an aggregator. Or they, I don't know. Do we want a flag? I don't want to make validator config too complicated, right?
Yeah.
I think it was originally proposed that validator config will specify it, but I think it got removed. And so look at it, and then let's have a call on it. What changes are required on in quick start as well as how
Okay.
basically this assignment is happening.
can I
I
share
mean,
a code to it? Because according to here, it says any validator can be chosen to be an aggregator for the subnet. It's
no, I follow
I
you,
can
Mercy. That is fine. I think we can work with either of these, but my concern is more in operationally how we are going to run it, because aggregator servers have a better configuration than the regular nodes we run, and if it is going to be determined dynamically which of the nodes is supposed to be an aggregator, then the lean quick start has to change completely. If we determine as a part of the validator config, then I can deploy the necessary node directly on the aggregated server. So it'll be easier to implement that. I mean, either way
So
should definitely
node
work,
will
but
definitely node will definitely need to be told that it is an aggregator if it is an optional thing, or it needs to be told that this validator is going to be an aggregator if it's an optional thing, because
yeah,
node by itself or any validator can't do anything, can't do any aggregation or can't sign the aggregated message. So at least, so if it's need to be done like that, then validators.yaml or something related. Uh, but at least what we can do is, I mean, I don't know. I think something changed on the spec where it was not left, not optional. And can you just confirm it, and then we can have this discussion, because I don't want to randomly speculate.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I share the code on the chat. That's the code.
That's fine. I think we can probably, Mercy, I'll read that and we can have a follow-up discussion sometime later. We can do it async on Telegram as well and agree on something.
So if what Mercy has shared is correct, then basically through validator config we can do that, because validator config is sort of indicating what resources are there, and so that is an easier way out. Then we don't need to think much about it.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, guys. Thanks for today's call. Let's finish up early, right? Okay. See you next week, or somebody else will see you next week if I'm not there. But yeah, let's keep keep on making the progress. Let's keep the momentum up, and let's sweat other teams a bit. So let's go for it.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.